Hi everyone, as a MMORPG lover, I know most of you with the game that we would like to choose will have the English version, right? Which most of the game that I will mention on this list has released globally, which you can get the games on Play Store, App Store and also on Google for free. So please to give this video a like to support us, thanks. Top 10 Best MMORPG No Region Lock for Mobile Global Release MMORPG Android and iOS. You can support this channel and send us a special thanks. Moonlight Blade M. Moonlight Blade M. This is one of the best new MMORPG games for mobile. Right now we can play it freely and get it on Play Store and App Store or even on Google. Actually, I really love how the games represent their own country, which the company who made the game and they are successfully doing it in the mobile games industry. At the first sight, I guarantee you all can guess which country this game is made from. The music, the character design and how the ornament around us is really giving a Chinese experience. Surprisingly, the developer can maintain the number of the server launched, which are a lot of active players play this game and become one of the most played MMORPG games mobile. The combat mechanism of Moonlight Blade M is we can make a lot of combos by combining a specific skills button and a certain skill, which will appear and be able to touch. Try to ask the other players for a duel in the PvP MMO. Overall, I love how realistic the ragdoll physics is, while we can destroy any object around that will make a satisfying feeling. Flying in the sky will remind you of the perfect world mobile game. Absolutely, this is a AAA MMORPG games for mobile you must play. Nightcross. Nightcross, as a new brand game that was made by Unreal Engine 5 MMORPG, this game is successfully delivered a high graphic MMO to the mobile game industry. Surely through this game, many of the game's creators try to make another new MMORPG Unreal Engine 5. Since its release globally, the number of the players is pretty stable and consistent, becoming one of the most played MMORPGs for mobile. I think the developer is really clever to reduce some detail on any trees that makes the game run perfectly on mobile platforms. The gameplay of Nightcross is pretty fun. By a huge open world games, this game allows the players to explore it by using the glider from a higher cliff or riding a mount to move faster and reach out the destination faster. The panorama of the landscape is really eye-catching, but the one thing I love is we are playing in a medieval era. The game has an autoplay on quests and also combat, but honestly the combat seems quite clunky though. We cannot even move the hero while attacking and the hero will stand still in one spot. Nightcross is the best global release MMORPG Android and iOS. Draconia Saga. Draconia Saga. This game should become the best new MMORPG games for mobile. Unfortunately, I will rate it quite low for it, but don't get me wrong, because right now the developer needs a lot of effort on upgrading the games become way more stable and less laggy issues, especially when we enter the city where a lot of players will join us on the plaza. Even though I have tried to reduce the number of the players on my screens, but it's still not in a good condition, which make the game's experience not fully enjoyable then. But overall, I have a great first impression when I play the game. Everything seems perfectly made by the gameplay, skill showcase and how cute every character looks. The game's ambience is totally fun. Seriously, the music is blend perfectly. It will make the great mood booster then. Anyway, this is the last beta testing and the developer has announced if this MMORPG will release globally. Just wait for a few moments then for more updates. Draconia Saga is the best MMORPG mobile. Crisis X. Crisis X, your last survival. If you think this game is only a survival game, that's not true at all. Somehow, this game is made for a multiplayer games in MMORPG games genre and combining with survival action games for mobile platforms. The first impression really hit me a lot, especially when the first cutscenes where everyone looks so happy while dancing and suddenly some zombies appear attack the city. I really love how the game's prologue setting in a perfect timing. It has a great visual, but when you get get into the gameplay, you will realize how great the game is, but needs a nice phone specification to play it. Even if you select the low-end graphic, I doubt if you can totally handle it. The gameplay of Crysis X Your Last Survival is will play as a survivor who can craft so many different weapons such as axe, bow, and many more. All of the enemies are zombies, but trust me, their movement absolutely looks like a human. Sometimes we should use a bow to hit them from a distance, and it will make us become unseen. Get your character's materials around us by gathering it through cutting the tree. Get as many stone as you can around us. Best new open world MMORPG games for Android and iOS. Flame of Valhalla. Flame of Valhalla. I will tell you earlier about this game. It has so much server. Even right now the game has reached 300 numbers of the total server, which I assume most of the player that was running around was a bot or not real actual players. It's impossible to keep the server alive that is full of players if the developer keeps releasing the new one continuously. But overall the gameplay and how the graphic looks is really good as the best MMORPG for mobile. This game has a CP based game or combat power game. The higher CP we have, that will determine on how strong our hero is. As a PvP MMORPG based game, this game seems really competitive because we can do a PK or player kills in the open world. Get into the city to change into a safety zones. Seriously, we can reach a higher level in a few minutes. Every single mission will upgrade our level at all. Just tap the mission to do an auto features, then we just need to sit and watch the whole gameplay of Flame of Valhalla. Do you like this kind of MMO? Please write in the comments below. Thanks. Albion Global. Albion Global, one of the most beautiful MMORPG games for mobile right now. I don't even find anything to complain about. 100% the game is totally worth playing for any players who really want to play a real MMO game with a hardcore gameplay. I would say Albion Online is no pay-to-win MMORPG. As long as you trade your time and put a lot of effort on gathering some materials and crafting a new weapons. Look at how active the world chat is. It's full of real players at all. This game is the finest example of how to build a really few numbers of server, which is in Asia, Europe, and America. Only that can maintain how lively the games will become. Albion Global lets the player switch any weapon and the skill will be adjusted based on the weapon we are handing on. Surely it will give you a great combat experience to try. As a newbie, then tutorial will help you a lot to learn about the basic crafting, and if you master it, then you will become the best. This is most play MMORPG, no autoplay for Android, iOS, and PC. Immortal Kingdoms. Immortal Kingdoms. This game's developer cannot push their game's potential to reach the maximum. Look at how few players are playing it while I'm reaching the city. It's because they always unleash a massive number of the servers in a few days. No wonder in a few weeks. The game has so much server that makes the players who love to play the MMO doesn't want to get into it anymore. Play Park M as the creator who created this MMO should learn by his mistake to maintaining the stability of the players who want to play within a small number of the server so we all can enjoy the game with the other players. Actually, it feels like a Dragon Raja MMO in a light version. The graphics are totally amazing. I really love how the flashy equipment we have, even the wings will show us how strong we are if the aura is visible to see. Immortal Kingdoms is the best graphic MMORPG games for mobile for mid-range phones. Legend of Magic Destiny. Legend of Magic Destiny. I remember playing one of the best MMORPG on mobile before the game was Fantasy Chronicles. Have spent more than 18 hours a day playing that game, and finally this game is coming up with a similar graphic and character design. Unfortunately, this game doesn't have much player to play. I think it's because the developer is pushing the player to play the game into an auto. Just imagine we don't need to touch any buttons in a few seconds, then the games will run automatically to clear the main quest and even kill the monster based on the mission we have. It's pretty crazy, even though the game is a new MMORPG that just released a few weeks ago, but it seems to quite. Come on, whoever wants to make a MMORPG, please be considered to make a game no autoplay MMO at all. The gameplay of Legend of Magic Destiny is we can get new rights and wings to increase the status abilities. Actually, it's a semi-open world, because each time we get into a different area, then we should get through the portal. This is the best MMORPG games for mobile. Define W. Define W Perfect Wonderland. Let me show you how many servers it has. It's more than 1000 in total. Are you sure you want to play the MMO in this kind of situation? It's totally the developer who wants to milk you all and spend more gold on them, and they will close the game suddenly. I honestly don't want you all to get in there with this kind of system MMO. I prefer the players get their best game experience in a fair gameplay. The game is purely an auto Chinese MMO, even if the game has English version already, but the whole thing will represent a certain country, from the hero's design, music as well. After I reached the city, I didn't find any players. It seems most of the players have realized about it. By making this video, I would like to share my own experience with the players, which game we should play and which game we should avoid. Define W Perfect Wonderland actually has a great graphic with a smooth gameplay, so if you are looking for a low-endpoint MMORPG and just want to play casually without pushing yourself into a top global rank, of course this game should be on your list. Mir 4. Mir 4. I just played this game and keep logging in on my first server, and you know what? I was surprised on how many players are active playing this game. Even I can describe if Mir 4 is one of the most played MMORPG open world Android and iOS right now, and I would suggest everyone to play this game right now. The most important reason is the combat mechanism is really good. I feel like I'm playing an action hack and slash game. The way the hero movement in action is totally what MMO should be nowadays. It's totally not clunky, the top tier level of MMORPG if I compare the action with the other MMO that has released globally. You need a high phone spec to run the game, especially when you reach the city, but you can play the game smoother by reducing the total players on the screen, and it will be helping you a lot. The one features I love most is we can do a duel between players and invite them all in 1 versus 1. Mir 4 become the MMORPG with the most active players MMORPG on mobile I have ever seen until now. Ragnarok Origin Global. Bonus: Ragnarok Origin Global. As a bonus, I will present this game even though the game was launched a few moments ago, but I would admit this Ragnarok version is the best from the other Ragnarok mobile that have we seen on the Play Store or even on the App Store. But if you would like to play it, make sure you listen to it carefully, because the game size is increasing a lot after getting several updates by the game's developer. It reached 9 GB in total. That means the developer is pretty updated on it, which is really good news. The combat mechanism of Ragnarok Origin is just like the other MMO. The action is quite repetitive, but I prefer to enjoy the visual is really sharp in color and has a great landscape in any perspective point of view. These all are the best global release MMORPG games for mobile that you guys can play it now, and of course we are all waiting for Tarisland MMORPG that 100% released globally on mobile that has been announced by the game's developer. Would you like to play Tarisland on mobile? Please write in the comments below. Surely it will become the best MMORPG for Android and iOS platforms. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video. Thanks.